and two developments highlighted in the report. The reward for information has increased, and investigators are still working through DNA-related possibilities tied to a glove found near her home. This matters because, in missing person cases, tips and evidence often work together. Public attention can generate leads, and forensic work can help narrow down who might be involved or who can be ruled out. According to the segment, the reward for information has effectively doubled. An anonymous donor is matching the FBI's $100,000 reward, bringing the total to $200,000. The report also says there's still hope of building a DNA profile from a glove found near Nancy Guthrie's home, while noting that even if DNA doesn't match what's in an FBI database, it doesn't necessarily mean the evidence is useless. The segment includes commentary about how DNA databases like CODIS may use a limited set of markers, while advanced work can examine far more genetic markers. It also explains why a glove can matter. Even if it looks like a simple item, gloves can trap sweat, and sweat can carry DNA, meaning the item could potentially help investigators exclude certain people or identify someone through more advanced testing methods if handled carefully through proper evidence procedures. Another key point raised is that DNA evidence can be fragile. The report discusses concerns about burning through samples if too much testing is done, and how environmental exposure, like evidence left outdoors, could affect quality. There's also mention of evidence moving through multiple locations or labs, with the hope that everything has been preserved properly. And importantly, the segment acknowledges a big unknown. It's not confirmed that the DNA they have is even the kidnapper's DNA. From a normal viewer's perspective, this kind of update can be emotionally complicated even when you're trying to stay factual. A bigger reward can feel like a sign that people are still searching and still invested in getting answers, and that's something many people naturally want to believe will help. But at the same time, hearing that DNA work is delicate, time-consuming, and filled with ifs can also feel frustrating because it reminds you how slow progress can be in real investigations. One viewpoint is that increasing the reward is simply practical. More money could motivate someone with information, maybe a small detail they didn't realize mattered, to come forward. Even anonymous tips can sometimes move a case forward, especially when the public is reminded that investigators are still actively working it. Another viewpoint is more cautious. Reward money doesn't automatically produce the right information. Big rewards can sometimes bring in noise along with useful leads, and investigators still have to sort credible tips from misunderstandings or speculation. That's why, in many cases, the forensic side, like DNA, can be helpful as a way to confirm or eliminate possibilities rather than relying only on what people say. A positive takeaway from this report is that the segment describes multiple avenues still being explored: traditional database checks, more advanced DNA work, and even genetic genealogy approaches that compare against open-source genealogy databases to build family trees. The report notes this can sometimes connect a suspect through distant relatives, which shows how modern investigations can use tools that didn't exist or weren't common years ago. A fair concern, though, is that none of this guarantees a clear outcome. DNA can degrade, evidence handling matters, and the biggest uncertainty remains. The DNA might not belong to the person investigators are looking for. The segment also expresses regret that certain steps may not have been done sooner, another reminder that timing can be critical when evidence is sensitive. For now, the most responsible way to watch this story is to separate hope from certainty. The increased reward may help generate tips, and the DNA work may still provide a breakthrough, or it may only narrow the field and rule people out. Either way, this report frames the investigation as ongoing, with careful steps still ahead. And as viewers, it's worth staying patient, avoiding leaps to conclusions, and letting verified updates guide how we understand the case.